Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm with a new lesson, that is sixth lesson, the Lost Camel. As the name indicates that the camel has been lost. So do they find the camel or not? Let us see. So before we get into the lesson, here is the warm up for you. So let us see. Emperor Akbar was one of the greatest Mughal rulers. So who is the greatest Mughal ruler here? Yes, Emperor Akbar. He ruled his kingdom wisely with the help of 9 advisors who were called the 9 gems of his court. So here are the 9 advisors who were called the 9 gems of his court. So let us see one by one, each in detail. So why did such a great leader need so many people to advise him? And why do you think they were important? Are they important? Yes, they are important and they can advise to the emperor. Like for example, if we take our India, we are having a prime minister, right? So prime minister cannot attend all the things. So he too need the advisors. For example, such as the CMs of different states, yeah, foreign ministers, finance ministers. In the same way, this Akbar also needed some advisors. So who are those? Let us see now. First one is Raja Man Singh I. He was an important army officer who fought great battles for the kingdom. His name is Raja Man Singh and he is an important army officer. Okay. Second, Abu Fazl ibn Mubarak. He is a scholar. He was a scholar, nothing but intelligent person who studies something in great detail. In detail research he will do. So he is a scholar, an important army officer and the prime minister. He is the prime minister, okay? Next, Fakir Aziuddin, an important minister. He advised Akbar on religious matter. On religious matter he will be advising to the Akbar. Next, Mullah do Piazza. He looked after the kingdom's security and was in charge of the police force. Okay, he is the in charge of the police force. Next, Tansen, as you are aware of this, and you will be seeing more stories about him. Okay, so he is the famous singer and he wrote many tunes and books on music. What is his name? Tansen. Yes, very good. Next comes Abdul Rahim Khan Wan Khana. He was a poet, a soldier and a scholar. He could read and write languages like Sanskrit, Arabic and Persian among others. Next, Raja Birbal, a poet, singer and an advisor. Advisor is nothing but the person who gives advices about different things is called advisor, and he is very well known for his wit and wisdom. He is a very, what you can say, very loyal person, okay? Next, Faizi, a scholar. He was thought to be the best poet in the kingdom. He thinks that he is the best poet in the kingdom. Okay, next is Raja Todarmal. He was in charge of matters related to money. As you can say, finance minister. In the same way, he will be taking care of the money. Okay, these are the 9 gems of the Akbar. This is the Akbar. Now let us see the lesson part. Here this story is a play and it is based on a Persian fairy tale. Tale is nothing but story and tells the story of a foolish and greedy king who sends away his wise ministers from the kingdom. Does he realize his mistake? Read the play and find out. So here children, this story is based on a Persian fairy tale. Okay, and this story tells us about a foolish and greedy. Greedy is nothing but lalchi. Okay, lalchi king who sends away his ministers. He is going to send his ministers away from the kingdom. As you can see here, these are the ministers. And so, do he realize his mistake? Realize is nothing but became aware of something. क्या उन्होंने अपनी गलती को सुधारते? So, let us see. Here you have 3 scenes. The first scene is this one. The king's court. The ministers are seated and waiting for the king. The king enters and the ministers stand up. So there is a king court and the ministers are seated on the chairs, and when the king came into the court, everyone stood up, and the king enters and the ministers stand up. Then king excitedly, nothing but happily, said, "Our neighbor, the king of Paju, is building a grand palace. I must have a palace that will be much better than his." Now what he is saying, he is very happy and eagerly he is saying that our neighbor is nothing but the king of Paju. He is building a grand palace. I too want better than him palace. Then I have called you because I need money and men to build a fine new palace for me. Now, why did he call the ministers? He called ministers because he need money and some men to build the palace. Then tell me, how can I collect more money from the people? Now, the king is asking to the ministers, now you tell me, how can I collect the money from the people? The ministers look at one another. They are looking at each other, and the first minister said, Your Majesty, our people are mostly farmers. They will not be able to give more money. They will suffer if they have to pay more. Here, suffer is nothing but feel pain and happiness. So, first minister is saying, Your Majesty, our people are mostly farmers and they are very poor. They cannot give more money. And they will be very unhappy if they pay more. Then the third minister said, Moreover, this is the season for ploughing and sowing. Here, ploughing is nothing but digging the earth before planting seeds. Okay? And sowing is nothing but planting seeds. So, and the farmers are very busy. They cannot leave their lands. Then third minister said that the farmers are so busy in ploughing and sowing the seeds. So they are very busy. They cannot come. Then second minister said, This is a fine palace and you are a great and beloved ruler. Here beloved is nothing but loved by all. So second minister is saying, This palace is so nice. Why do you want to build a new one? And you are our loved ruler. The people are happy. It does not matter if the king of Paju is building a new palace, Your Majesty. Second minister is saying that if he is building a new palace, then no need, it doesn't matter to us. You are a very beloved ruler and this palace is very nice, better than him. Then king angrily said, You are being disrespectful. Here disrespectful nothing but without showing any respect. If you cannot get me what I want, I shall rule without you. I dismiss you from my kingdom. Then what happened? The king got angered and he said to the ministers that if you don't want to help me, just get out of my kingdom. I can rule without you. Then dismiss nothing but sending away. Then he sent all the ministers away from the kingdom. Then ministers were sadly left the court. They were very sad. So the ministers exit. Nothing but they had gone out. Okay. So call out the word that describes the king. Here the king is selfish, kind or careless. Yes, selfish. The scene 1 belongs to the selfish king that he wants to build a palace and he wants some men to construct that palace. But ministers said that they are not able to pay that much amount and mostly they are farmers. So by this the king got angered and he said to the ministers to leave the palace. So the ministers felt sad and they moved from the palace. So that was the scene 1. The scene 2 and scene 3 we will be seeing in the next video. So till that time you please go through the reading practice. Okay children? Take care. Bye bye.